الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين، وعلى آله وصحبه وأزواجه أجمعين. أما بعد. Khamenei is dead. What's next? They say, at least some of them say, that Israel dragged America into this war. Really? Didn't America prove in every way possible soon after its independence from Britain that they are willing to go around the world and force people to submit to them, which of course means their treasures and many other benefits? Did America show any interest in letting people know that this is not what they do? Of course, they've been doing that. For decades now, the favorite target for the West, especially America, is Islam and Muslims. The Jews only help in that regard. Uh, didn't America attack Afghanistan? The Jews dragged them to that. Also, they occupied Iraq. Did the Jews drag them to that? Also, they gave Iraq as a free gift to the mullahs. The mullahs who started their Islamic Republic of Iran 47 years ago with the slogans, "Death to America, death to Israel." Yet, they practically gave Iraq as a free gift, furnished with oil and all kinds of treasures, all kinds of treasures, to the mullahs of Iran, their enemies. They did that, didn't they? Before that, Iran did not control Iraq. Now they do. Was Israel also a part of that? Saddam Hussein, what he did is that once they started attacking Iraq during the first Gulf War, when they went into Kuwait, he shot missiles at Israel, trying to drag Israel into the war so that his propaganda machine can say, "See, the Arabs are helping Israel attack Arab countries." And it didn't happen. So Israel is interested in degrading the Iranian military. Are they really interested in changing the regime? I mean, 47 years. What did the mullahs do for Muslims? For Islam, forget it, because they have a different kind of Islam. And the people, especially the Islamists, and so many commoners, even people who have knowledge, are disregarding the fact that today's mullahs are a reflection of centuries of production of mullahs. So it's a religion. It's not something that just came up. It's a religion. And Khomeini, who started the revolution with his people, did not hide anything. In his books, in his statements, he stated that this is a resurrection of the Shia religion in the area, in that he repeated the Shia ideologies in his books, but these are centuries old, early on in the Islamic era. It's not something new. Those naive Muslims keep saying, this is different, this and that. It's not different, not to them. They're telling you, hey, we are today what we are from yesterday. It's the same religion. Listen, Khomeini stated very clearly that the companions of Muhammad changed the Quran, attacked the honor of the companions of the Prophet and his wives, including statements like the companions of Muhammad are worse than dogs and monkeys. Really? So they're telling you all this. And America has been telling the world that they want to expand and control. I mean, people, these are facts. The sun is out. These are the facts. Also, the favorite target for the West, for Europe, then the West, then America, has been Muslims and Islam. Islam, they couldn't do anything about it. Islam, that doesn't include the Shia religion, is the largest religion on earth today. So they can't do anything about that. But they're targeting Muslims with helping them divide, helping the tyrants that rule over Muslim lands remain. And tyrants are tyrants. They just want to live for the day and act like kings and pharaohs. And the countries are devastated. The economies are really in bad shape. The people are suffering tremendously. For 47 years, the people of Iran suffered too under the mullahs. So the mullahs have shown in their books, in their behavior, that they are Shia. They say they're Shia. They promote the Shia. They started to export their revolution. It is a Shia revolution, but they needed a slogan to attract the ignorant, young, naive Muslims to their way, to their path. They're not asking them to immediately become Shia, but they're spreading, it's a Shia revolution. We need a slogan. Palestine, Al-Quds. Palestine, Al-Quds. Israel, death to America, death to Israel. We know for a fact that Iran never initiated a war on America or on Israel. Never. What they did, they initiated tremendous slaughter among the Muslims because in their religion, even Khamenei put it in his books, yeah, Muslims, why can't you read? Really? Many of you don't read about anything. He said in his books that combatant enemies are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He wrote it in the books. So how can they spread their revolution among the Muslims? Emotion, Palestine, Jews, this and that. We're against America. We're against Israel. But they never actually attacked America or Israel. They have been attacked. That's different. So they say Israel dragged America into this war. Really? Are you sure? You mean this, the hugest, biggest military industrial complex in America? They were sitting around with hundreds of billions of dollars worth of equipment, weapons of all kinds and technology and everything, sitting around doing nothing. And the Jews came to them and said, hey, there is a nice country here. It's called Iran, some mullahs. Let's hit them. And America said, okay, let's go hit them. You see, the conflict between America and Iran has always been a propaganda from the side of the Iranians. Propaganda. And they still want to export their revolution. And what they did, let's go back to what they did over the past 47 years. Mass slaughter of Muslims in Iraq. First, they oppressed tremendously the Sunni population in Iran, which is about a third or more of the population. They don't exist. They have no access to power. Their religion has been attacked and degraded. But the Muslims keep forgetting about that. Then Iraq came. Hundreds of thousands of Muslims were killed in Iraq, and millions had to leave the country, go somewhere else. Then they went into Syria. Hundreds of thousands of Muslims were killed in Syria, especially when the Shia regime in Syria, Al-Assad regime, they're Shia. The Shia say, okay, your brand of Shia, the Alawi sect, no, we didn't agree with it. But when it comes to enmity to the Sunnis, they say, hey, we're behind you all the way. They came, those murderous Shia gangs, supported by the mullahs, they came and they killed the Muslims in Syria. Hundreds of thousands of Muslims were killed. They did to Syria what the Jews did to Palestine at a much larger scale. They killed the Muslims, men, women, and children. Those who remained alive, many of them had to leave the country. Around 10 million Syrians fled the country, their country. The Shia went into farms and lands, expelled the people who were there, took over, and they wanted to establish the Mahdi kingdom there, their religion. Lebanon, already Hezbollah went into Syria and helped in the killing by the tens of thousands. You have the Houthis in Yemen, who are Shia. They used to be Zaydis, now they're Ja'faris, just like the brand that controls Iran and Iraq today, which has been the largest, the most dominant Shia sect throughout the history. The Imamis, the Twelvers, the Ja'faris. So the Houthis became Ja'faris, and they started attacking Muslims in Yemen. They're even going to the curriculum, trying to change the curriculum to make it a Shia religion. Allahu Akbar. So this is what they did over 47 years. Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen is far. They're trying to surround the small Arab countries in the Gulf area. Small, weak, and divided. Because they want Mecca and Medina. This has been their goal for centuries. Ya Muslims, Ya Muslims, Ya Muslims, for centuries. So they're trying to surround Mecca and Medina, because when they do that, they will promote their Shia religion, which is a false religion, as being the Islam, for the millions of people who come for Hajj and Umrah. So they thought, Khamenei thought, that from the borders of Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, all the way to the Mediterranean, here comes Kisra Khosrow's back, and his name is Khamenei, until the Muslims took back Syria from these criminal Shia mullahs. This is what they have presented to Islam and Muslims. Dozens of satellite channels on a daily basis. They promote the Shia religion. And those companies who have those satellite channels, who allow dozens and dozens of Shia channels to promote their religion to the Muslim world, they are as much criminals as those Shia with their false religion. No Quran, no Prophet's Sunnah practices, they don't accept that. They fake their own. Quran is not there yet, the whole thing. It's with the Mahdi, who's hiding in Iraq in a cave, and he's not showing his face or head. No Sunnah. They invoke dead people. They commit shirk. they accuse the Prophet's companions of becoming disbelievers. I mean, which society degrades the best generation in their community in such a way as the Shia do, and the Jews do to their own prophets? We know about that, the Old Testament. Anyway, so what did they do for Islam and Muslims? It's just incredible. Revolutions trying here and there and killing and destruction, and then missiles, and then they went into Syria. The people who left Syria, the Muslims, number more than the Palestinians who live in exile. Do you know that? Do you know that? So the mullahs. As for the economy in Iran, Iraq, Lebanon, Yemen, Syria, until the Muslims took it back from Kisra Khamenei, the economy doesn't exist, like does not exist. The people suffered and still suffer by the destruction of the economies of those areas by the mullahs. They stole the money, on top of them requiring the faithful to pay a fifth of their income to the mullahs. In Iran, they have militias, the big mullahs. The small mullahs are just getting whatever they can, but the big mullahs, they say that Khamenei controlled now, it is with an ED at the end, controlled $100 billion, American dollars, while his people can't find a good toilet to use, a running toilet. It's not going to be good after using it, but a running toilet, money for food, money to live. They can't leave the country. They can't leave the country. No visas. Because of this propaganda, death to America, death to Israel, the economic sanctions that really killed the economy there. And the mullahs, they don't care. They have the money. $100 million was invested by companies controlled by the son of Khamenei. And Khamenei was dreaming of making his son the next Grand Mullah. Anyway, if you look at the economies of these countries are incredible, in that they were destroyed completely, really. You need 3 million riyals, Iranian. Each one has a picture of Khomeini, so you need 3 million Khomeini pictures to buy what? A bag of bread? Millions. So if you want to destroy an economy in any country, give it to the mullahs. So they did all this damage to their own people, really. They lived in misery, including the Shia. Most of them are commoners also. And to Iraq and Syria and Yemen and Lebanon. And they flourished, like in many areas in Africa, using their poverty to establish centers to call for their religion and the revolution. The mullahs, they don't care. It's already in the pocket. But they are dragging many of those ignorant, jahil, Sunnis to them with the slogans. Well, those who supported Iran all this time, what did Iran do for Palestine? Except that Hezbollah and Iran luring Hamas every few weeks, months, to do something. The Jews hit them very hard. Then they say, oh, we're behind you. And then since the war on October 7th until today, on October 7th until today, they didn't do anything. If Hezbollah could send, if Hezbollah could send 30,000 fighters into Syria to kill the Muslims, men, women, and children, many massacres happened there, they could send 300 of their soldiers into Israel to relieve the people of Gaza who were brought into this disaster unprepared, thanks to Hamas. So what did they do for Palestine? Let's go back to what they say. They say Israel dragged America into this war. No, Israel is just a factor because not only this regime under Trump, the Muslims have always been the target for these people who control the government in America. And it's not only the conservatives in America and the West. The conservatives, naturally, they're anti-Islam while they claim to be Christian, even though their type of Christianity is the most dishonorable, defective kind of religion that anybody can invent. They don't care. The Democrats also were equally interested in devastating Muslim lands and being hostile to Islam and Muslims. They voted for all the wars, the Democrats. Biden voted for Afghanistan and claimed that I didn't vote for the war in Iraq. He's a liar. And he sat doing nothing, able to cut off Israel, and Israel is just a shack in the middle of the hugest Walmart in the world, just a little shack here. They keep sending their products, the weapons, to Israel to use it against the Arabs and Muslims. They could have told Israel, stop. But he wanted more. Biden is a damn war criminal. And it seems that he is towards the end of his life. He will meet the Creator and will have to defend for his war crimes. How many people did he fire just for a hint of them not being happy with what the Jews are doing to Gaza and the West Bank? And the theft that's happening in the West Bank and the killing and burning. So America is responsible for that because the Jews couldn't have done it without America and the West. Don't forget the West. Yeah, the original snake. They're still helping the Jews everywhere they can and every way they can. All these weapons that America has, specifically America, that they use so many times against Muslims, they can't leave them sit there. You see, the companies that made these weapons, they want to sell more weapons, so they need to use the ones they have and sell to all sides in those conflict areas their weapons so they can fight each other. Israel has American weapons, also Jordan, Egypt, the Gulf area, Iran used to, but their military has been degraded greatly because they did not need the slogan, really. They could have focused on their economy, their own people. Iran is full of talented people and treasures, lands, rivers, every kind of treasure and wealth any country would wish for, and the oil. But they started this stupid slogan that wasn't really in their heart. They don't care about Palestinian Muslims. They never did. They never did. They just care about themselves, the mullahs, and spreading their fake religion among the Muslims and control and becoming, instead of a mullah of a country, mullah of half a continent, maybe. That's their dream. So they could have built up their country away from these slogans, but it's just kept dragging on and on and on and on and on and on. And the mullahs, they live nicely. They live really nicely. I mean, so the companies that build all these weapons in the West and America, they, they need more orders for more weapons. They can't keep those weapons sitting without use, because then no new orders, because we have so many systems of weapons, we haven't been using them. They need to use them. This is why they build them. This is the true reason, always, with some side reason here and there. Today against Iran, it's Israel. And of course, the politicians here, when they keep talking about Iran, Israel, they are being bribed to stay in their positions by the apex. And they want to stay. They have no faith in anything. They don't believe in anything. Especially the Christian conservatives in the Congress. They believe in nothing except money, power, violence. That's what they live for. And the Democrats are equally responsible for everything that happened to Muslims in this century alone. 1 to 2 million Muslims killed. More than 10 million Muslims had to flee their countries, live somewhere else. Total destruction, occupation. And when they occupy, they target Islam, they lose, they go out. So the military industrial complex is very complex. They really want to sell weapons. They can't sell more weapons and get more orders and money without using the weapons they have in wars here and there. And there is always a reason for that. So they started Israel. It's not the other way around. You see, Israel did not start the West. It's the West that started Israel. They brought the Palestinians this disaster more than 100 years ago. Really. They brought it. And because it's a project that they started in Muslim lands, they know they can't do another crusade to go and take back Palestine. So let the Jew go with a copy of the Old Testament. Hey, this is my land. Abraham was given this land by God, and we're his children. Prove you're his children. Maybe more than a half of the people today who call themselves Jews, they're not even Israelites. So they started all this. So when you start a business somewhere and you have a very much larger business and the branches asking you for help, you go for help. That's what they did naturally. That's what they learned from their religion. No faith in anything. They don't have to do anything in their religion. Just love Jesus and you're going to heaven straight. Love for Jesus. That's the Prince of Peace. But they have no peace. They didn't give humanity peace, period. And this is going on for centuries, and for centuries they have been battling Muslims. So I don't think that Israel is the one that dragged America into the war. But America came and they wanted to punish Iran. According to some of them, finally, We should have done it 47 years ago. Okay. I don't think you could have, but anyway, uh, they want dominance. This is all the tyrants. This is what they dream: dominance and more and more and more. Use the weapons on Muslims. There are millions of Muslims in Iran. We fear for them, and we don't want the commoner Shia. Most of them were deceived by their mullahs over the centuries. We don't want them also to be killed, the civilians among them. So let's go. They hit here and there, wishing maybe for the people to rise up and overthrow the government in Iran and dismantle the mullah system, which has benefited the mullahs and Israel and the West by keeping the Sunnis in check, because the Sunnis are always afraid from Iran. More weapons, more weapons, more weapons. And then when Iran or Israel attacks the Gulf area, all of a sudden they're shocked. Really? You're shocked? No, you're not shocked. You know that these people don't have a war. They're not going to protect you. They would turn off their sophisticated radars so that the Jews can have their weapons come all the way close to the... I mean, Qatar is this big. The inhabited area in Qatar is this big. It's a very small area, really. They had the base there, the largest American base, military base in the Middle East. It's called Middle East. They couldn't intercept the missiles that they know for sure left Israel towards Qatar. So this is a lesson for the Gulf people now, especially Qatar and Oman. You've been trying to appease the Shia for so long, especially Qatar. And for the second time, Qatar, who do they target? Qatar helped the Shia a lot with money and help and support, and they almost promoted the Shia revolutions in some areas. And in appreciation by the Shia, they shoot missiles at Qatar. Condemn, condemn, condemn. Really? What happened to all those tens of billions of dollars you spent on weapons? You can't save your country? Yesterday, the mullahs of Iran hit Oman. Thank you, Oman, very much for mediating, for not helping actually anybody attack Iran. A few missiles as a token of our appreciation. Here is how the mullahs think. So they have all these massive forces around them. The country that they started by saying death to America, see, they're the ones who dragged America into their affairs. And over the decades, death to America, death to America. Well, you didn't bring death to America, you brought death to the Sunnis by the millions. So this is how they think. We have all these massive forces, we need more. Let's hit the Gulf area too. Maybe they will use some of those hundreds of billions of dollars over the decades. They bought weapons that don't seem to help any time when they need help. And to the Muslims of Iran, may Allah help you. And also, we don't want this violence to touch the commoner Shia in Iran, because they have suffered so much, and so many of them are closer to becoming Muslim if we invite them than other people. So this is what I wanted to say. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save the Muslims from all kinds of tyrants.